Hey everyone, Chief Fruity here, and this is the BTS for the piano slash epic kind of action music song, Timeless, that I just recently put up on my channel and my SoundCloud and my Noisetrade. I've recently acquired a Noisetrade, and on there I put up 4 singles that you could download for free actually, so that'll be the first link in the description below. You can get Distorted, Waves, Timeless, and Dropping Hard, and there's also a little section on there where you can leave a tip, so yeah, that is Noisetrade and SoundCloud and YouTube where I have this up, so I'm going to go into the BTS right now after the intro. So that was the intro, and now we're going to go right into this BTS. So, the very beginning of the song, before I play it, you'll notice 240. That means that this song is at 240 BPM. That is really fast. So normally, like the song, like most of my songs are in 140. So this is about pretty much 80% faster than most of my other songs, tempo-wise. So I won't want to go into that too much, but you can see 240, just kind of point that out that the song's really fast tempoed. So into the lead here, this is the piano riff. Let me take this out and this so you can see it better. And this is the whole pattern of the piano that is playing, so I'll play through this first. And this is playing from D to C for the chords, and then the melodies from D to C. So he's playing this little melody over again. So it's a pretty simple pattern, but it has that feeling of like a action music kind of sound. So this piano was in Harmor, and the thing with this is I didn't really make this piano sound. I actually got it as a preset. It was one of the piano presets. It was either this one to these. So it was one of these 3. 6, one of those 6. I don't know which one, but it's this one. So the reason I didn't make my own pianos because that sounded pretty hard to do. So I just thought it'd be good to get a piano preset. So with this preset, I can go into what's happening. But yeah. So it's on this wave here, which is basically kind of like a saw wave, but it's rounded. And that is what this little bit is here for. This is what's doing the rounding. And then there's volume. And then as you notice, when I play it and I let go of the note, it spawns the player over here. And it brings it over here. So this is the volume envelope it's going for while you're holding the note down. And then it stops, and then it goes to here. So when you bring your hand up from the note, it'll go down here for this volume, and that's what this divider's for. So this is the beginning for holding it down, and then when you let it up, it'll go to here, and it'll silence it. So it also has some pluck, so the pluck fully engaged, it'll be a lot louder. So I got it a little quieter there. It has 3 voices of unison. Without those unison, doesn't really sound like a piano, so it needs that unison. And looks like that is pluck amount. This is what the pluck shape is for this here. And that is playing this. So it's playing that, and that's pretty much the sound here. And on the mixer, nothing was happening. The only reason I put it on a mixer track is I like to visualize everything on a mixer track, so no volume or anything. So that's the piano. It's a really simple sound, just using that preset. I changed a couple of things because I kind of like to get it unique to me instead of using something that someone else made. So now onto the strings. This is probably the part that you recognize the most. Since they're a lot smaller and there's no chords, I'll zoom into these more so you can see these notes better. So there are chords going to a single note. So you can tell right here there's 2 chords and then a single note. 2 chords and a single note. Maybe I can zoom in more like this. That'll be better. Yeah, so there's the 2 chords and the note and then 2 chords and a single note. And that plays to make this. And that is playing from the same D to C as the piano was. Exact same notes, but a different melody. And that was in this direct wave thing. So with this direct wave, I got it. It was somewhere in here in some sounds. I don't remember where it was, but I was looking through here for a while, and I found orchestral sounds, and then that's where I got all the sounds for this. So I didn't really use much sound design in here on this project because I know more like bass sound design and electro. So for orchestra, like I'm sure I could have done it, but it would have been much easier and it would have sounded much more professional using these. So that is that. And I got track 3 where I put it into a Maximus, because without this Maximus it sounds like this. And with a Maximus it's like this. And I just wanted to kind of, you know, like mess with the pre, the post, and the attack, and the envelope, and a head, because, did I do anything in here? No, but reason why I did all that because I kind of wanted to get the sound, like the sound, the tone of the synth better. It's basically a better way. Instead of the sound of the sound, I want to get the tone of the synth better. So as you can tell here, you can see the waves. So, you know, I kind of just messed with the stuff in here to get it a little bit better to fit the song. So that's why I did that, and as well as I turned it all the way up, because it was the main lead pretty much, even though I taught the piano lead, the strings were the lead. So yeah, I'd name the piano lead because I put the piano together first. So for the pads here, well, they're not really pads, it's kind of like a bass of the song playing this. And this is playing exactly what the piano was playing, just at halftime. And it's at a lower octave, 2 more. Just like that. And I was on track 2. I put a reverb on here because I wanted it to resonate a little better. Without the reverb, it's like this. And it still has some resonating, but I like to get it a little more resonating because since I kind of want this to sound like a live orchestra, so I thought putting reverb would accomplish that pretty well. So there's this string section, this sound, so it is using this wave. So this is a preset I got. It's called string section right here. And I don't remember what the changes are that I did to this preset. But if you would like the sound, it would be string section in the string. And I don't know exactly what I did to change the sound, but I probably messed with the filter. I might have done something with that. I probably put this on to give it that vibrato, that little bit of vibrato. That's probably what I did. But yeah, I didn't do too much with the sound design of the song. I did a lot of it with actually the notes and getting it all to work together. That took most of the time for this track. So then it's all just building up right here till it gets to this brass, which is basically like a second bass, which this is the pattern that the brass is playing. So it's kind of the same thing as the bass, but a little different pattern. Use the same thing in here. It was from the same little sound pack that I got the other one in. And that's on track 7. I put it into some EQ and boosted the highs and lows. And as well as I turned it up a little bit, because it was really quiet to begin with. So then to this little section of the song right here. The strings, they didn't speed up. I just added in another chord. So this was the chords that were in the beginning. And then I added in this chord to go in between. That's the only difference. So before it was just these two and then this one, and then I added in this third one to kind of bridge the gap, and it made it feel like it sped up, although it didn't. I just inserted another chord. So that's what it's doing in this little verse here, as well as I finally got some percussion into the song. I got this kick. Just playing quarters. Now, I know it doesn't look like quarters, and it looks like eighths, but that is because it is at such a high tempo. You know, it sounds like a quarter note, but technically it's eighths. But I called it quarters because that's what it sounds like to the tempo of the song. So yeah, I turned up. No, I didn't turn up the volume in there. I just put this on track 8, and I turned it up all the way in here. And this was the GRV Kick 30. If you're interested in getting the same kick sample, and I turned it all the way up because it was pretty quiet. And it's all these. We're building up some noise. I need to have something else to counteract the noise so this could be heard. And then I got this crash. See, it's right here. Oh yeah, the octave's all the way down here. So, like this. This is kind of just a normal crash. I didn't mess with crash samples. I don't really mess with a lot of stuff. I just turned it up a little bit, just that tiny bit. That's all I did to the crash. Just put it in this pattern, and then right here I have a second crash panned to the right. Because I have these in backwards because I like the feeling of them in backwards more. Yeah, I'm just kind of weird. But I have it panned to the right there. Or is it, wait, let me look at this. Yeah, it's panned to the right. And then on the second one, it's panned to the left. You know, to give it this feel, to go like this. Instead of just like a like right in the middle. I thought it'd be cool to like separate them out, make it feel like two different crashes almost, and it just keeps repeating this till right here. And the only difference in this part is I added in a snare. So where's this? Here it is. This is a 909 snare. Pretty flat and basic snare. It's on track 10, and I didn't put any effects on. I just turned it all the way up to balance out with a kick to get those in line. And that's like this. So I'll solo the drums for you here so you can hear that. So that's the drum loop. And then for this last little bit of the verse, the piano speeds up, and that's playing this. So it's just playing the same thing, same chords, just the melody sped up, not the chords. And then it goes back into this, which is repeating the exact same thing from the beginning, just with some percussion right here. So I just put these two kicks and then the crashes in on every bar. Right here, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it goes back into the verse build. Oh no, that would be right here, the verse build. And then the kick gets added in, and then it plays the exact same thing over again. So that was Timeless. So this was one of the simplest tracks I've ever made, and you know, basically because I used some sound packs there, originally, when I was making this one, I thought it would be cool to make a track kind of different style, like orchestra kind of thing, like for action music, and yeah, so I did, and I tried it, and it's pretty cool. Now, as for me doing it again, I don't know if I'll do it again. We'll see. But yeah, feel free to get all 4 of my singles for free off of Noisetrade. First link in the description below, and post a comment or drop a comment in the comment box below your thoughts on Timeless, because that would be pretty cool, so I could hear your input, because this song was a little different, so I'd like to hear what you guys thought of it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.